Shalom all, Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to Divinely Decked Tarot and Oracle Cards, card reviews done Stacy style. And I'm so excited to be connecting with you guys today on this Shuffle Tarot. And I have been waiting for a month for this to arrive. From what I understand, this is a card deck based on the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot that has been out for quite some time, and I'm just a little behind the times on it. And I got, and you might want to check out the full review, the full deck review that I did on the Rider-Waite-Smith Panoramic deck. And this is kind of similar in that what they're doing is they're taking these cards, they're taking the Rider-Waite-Smith, and they're jumbling them up. And as you can see here on the title of the box, we have the High Priestess blended with Strength. And I just really loved this whole concept, the idea that, what would it mean if some of these archetypes were blended together? We do all of these readings all the time, and sometimes we can get kind of like stuck in our heads around, okay, well, this is what this card means, and it can limit us. This makes us really think outside the box, and I am all about that. So it arrived yesterday, and I thought it was in my box, to my mailbox. I went to open it up today because I got a message that it was delivered, and there was a pink slip in there that said I had to actually drive to the post office to pick it up. So it's been a bit of an ordeal. I wanted to do this reading first thing in the morning, and it's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So here we are, but we are here. So let's get to it and see what this is all about. First of all, it's kind of an interesting box. It came all the way from Bangladesh in India, and it was actually really pretty well packed. But it's definitely, it's seen some wear and tear. Let's put it that way. So you can take a look at the information here, but it is, if they step outside of the old framework, where and how will they go? What kind of situations did they encounter? I love this. I love the whole concept of it. So let's just sort of check it out. It says here, scan for guide ebook. So I don't think this comes with a guidebook, but it does come with decks. Okay. And so I'm wondering if maybe this is a used copy, because I'm seeing some tape on the box. Not the best. I didn't think it was used, but if it is, I'm not mad at it as long as everything is here. And let's just sort of check it out here. We've got a number of, it's kind of like an A, B, and C collection, the way that it's structured. So I guess there was an A version, and then they added the B version, and now there's sort of a C version. So we're just going to check it all out. And on first glance, let's take a look at the backs of the cards. So shiny, I'm right away seeing a bit of a line here, a demarcation in the line. I'm not sure if that's in all of them. No, it looks like this one. So I would say this is like a bit of a damaged card. That's a little bit of a bummer, but it's on the back. It's not ruining the front of the card. It's shiny. It's a really good quality card stock. Definitely very thick. It's a little thinner than a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, just slightly, ever so slightly, but it is in that, I want to say, the old school style where they rounded the corners out. So let's just kind of take a peek and see what's transpiring. So here we've got our Queen of Wands energy. And what are we looking at here? Queen of Wands looks a little bit like the Emperor. But the Queen of Wands also has her, this is the A, Queen of Wands A. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Maybe there's an A and a B of it. Here we have the Page of Wands A. So I'm just going to kind of keep some of these out. We'll do piles, and then I can sort of see what the difference is here. And when we're looking at this one with the Page of Wands, he's holding a wand. He's not holding it upright. He's holding it and sort of examining it. It's almost like he's using it to survey some land. Here we've got the Seven of Swords, or actually it's normally Seven of Pentacles, but he's not the Pentacle guy, right? He's the Seven of Wands here. So we're looking at things a little bit differently. This definitely is a Page of Wands. He just looks a little bit different in his approach and his style. So, okay, this is going to be an interesting deck review. And if anyone else that's watching this has this deck, feel free to throw in the comments how this all kind of works. Okay, so this is definitely the card of expansion. What we're looking at here, Three of Wands is a card of expansion, but then we have this white figure sitting in the center. It's almost like we've got three women. So I would say maybe there's like a Three of Cups energy here. Three of Cups, but it's showing in the wand space. So this is going to be a little bit of a guesswork for me, I guess. King of Swords A. King of Swords is definitely sharing space with the King of Wands. So if we were to think about it, when we think about swords and the element of air, but we also think the element of fire, air, it's the mental, the intellect, the mind, but it's also the intuition. And then we look at the fire. The fire is the soul, the passion, I want to say the fuel that you use to move through your life. How does that change if we think of the King of Swords using that fire energy? Air and fire work really well together. They pair really well together. One cannot kind of exist. Well, what I won't say one cannot exist without the other. Fire cannot exist without air, right? Without oxygen. Air fans the flames of fire. So if we think of the King of Swords and he adds a little fire to his fuel, how does that change his message? That's kind of interesting. Knight of Swords. Excuse me. So the Knight of Swords here looks a little bit like the Knight of Pentacles. This kind of gives me a pentacle look, more so than the Knight of Swords energy. So let's see how this goes. Here we have, this is Five of Cups, but actually we're seeing it as a Five of Swords energy. So Five of Cups is the card of grief. Five of Swords is the card of conflict. So grief, we are in conflict with ourselves when we are in grief. Here we have, this is the greedy merchant, right? This is the Nine of Cups guy, but instead he's holding a sword. So what does that mean if the Nine of Cups energy, which is wishes fulfilled, now is represented as the Nine of Swords? How does that change things for you? How does that change things up? How do you think about it? Maybe he's more protective. Maybe he's more thoughtful. Maybe he's less thoughtful. Maybe he's got more control issues than you might expect. Ace of Swords. So this is kind of interesting. The Ace of Swords, it's the laurel wreath on the sword as well. But we also have this energy of, it feels a little bit like the Four of Wands down here, sharing space with the card. So contracts, moving on to a new foundation, celebration and joy mixed with inspired thought. So how does that, how do you interpret that? How do you determine that? Very interesting. So that was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to get this deck, is because it really does encourage fresh thought, new thought, thinking outside the box, getting interesting messages and information. So here we have a little bunny. So it's almost like the Queen of Pentacles with the bunny, but she's sitting on the Queen of Wands throne. So how does the Queen of Wands shift or change? What are the attributes that get focused on if she is, in fact, being inspired or infused by that Wands energy, by that passion? Does she make different choices as a result of that? Page of Pentacles. This one, I'm not sure. It definitely looks like air energy, swords energy. So this is probably the Page of Swords that is being represented in the Page of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. So here we have Seven of Swords, but it's actually the Seven of Pentacles. So it's a card of integrity and strategy, dishonesty. How does that change this? When I receive this card, I would think, okay, be careful of my money. Right? Something's coming up around money that I need to be aware of, being more strategic about my money. Oh, interesting. They've broken up the pentacle here. And this actually looks like it could be a Three of Pentacles, but here we have the monk from the Hierophant. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles worker. And this, I'm not sure that she's wearing a death shroud. So maybe this is death. And they're all celebrating harvest. It looks a little bit like a, I want to say, Seven of Pentacles, sort of that harvest energy. So these images definitely are giving you, oh, here's Pamela Coleman Smith. That's so funny that they added a card here for her. So we actually get to see her and she's reading her cards. She's got all the cards laid out. That's kind of fun. Queen of Cups, A. So this Queen of Cups is looking like a Queen of Swords, boundaries, right? So that boundary energy with feeling and emotion, maybe boundaries around your feelings and emotions. Page of Cups, A. So here we have definitely the Page of Cups energy, but they're in the desert. So again, bringing in the wand energy, that fire energy that's coming up and coming through. Seven of Cups. So he's standing here in victory. Perhaps he's about the Six of Wands, maybe, or the Seven of Wands being in defense. That's what it is, the Seven of Wands. A card of defensiveness or being on the defensive, having to defend his honor, his territory, his choice. Very interesting. Okay, Three of Swords is heartbreak, but this is the Three of Cups, and the cups are collecting the wound, collecting the blood from the wound. Wow, there's a lot that you can take from that particular card in a reading. Here we have the World card, and it's an A. I apologize for the reflection. Here we go. Here is the World card. So this figure, who is this figure? Oh, it's Justice, Lady Justice, and the World. So detachment from the arrival of your, sort of highest and best. Sun, the Sun card, A, we have the Emperor. The Emperor is joining us on that Sun journey. The Star card. Okay. He looks like the Hermit. Just, taking a chill pill. He's in the hot springs, he's meditating. I like this. I can definitely get down with this because the Hermit card is my card as a Virgo. The Hermit card is my card, and I absolutely love a star card in the tarot. Ooh, the Devil is the Hierophant. Oh, I could go into all sorts of places with this. And I love that it's the black. There's a lot of the black in the background that's coming up and coming through. The mystery of life, the shadow work that you're being invited to really connect with. Ooh, I'm liking that one. That's given me all sorts of messages. Here's the Death card. And so here we have the Death card blended with the Sun. And that is such a great feeling because it is that death and rebirth. The sun rises every morning and sets every night. It goes through its own death and rebirth every single day. Justice. So this is the High Priestess and Justice mixed together. And we saw that in oh no, we didn't. We just, the High Priestess and the Strength card. My bad. Here's the Hermit. And the Hermit is, this is interesting. Maybe Temperance, because she's holding both candles in her hand, but she doesn't have anything to alchemize. She doesn't have anything to pour in because she's kind of on that barren land. Ooh, that's interesting. See, these are just so thought-provoking when you look at them. The Chariot, they're facing off with one another. Again, we have... so we have, here's the Temperance card in here. So maybe I'm wrong about that one. But here's the Temperance card. So the Temperance and the Chariot, an interesting combination. Victory, the bringing together of those, I want to say opposites, melding the opposites in the Chariot, but alchemizing that, finding balance. That's interesting. The Hierophant, A. So we have the Judgment Angel in the Hierophant here. Card is, the cup is spilled. Interesting. So it's almost like, and actually maybe it's not the Justice Angel. Maybe it's the Temperance. No, I feel like this is the justice. No, maybe it's temperance. See, look at that. I'm confused. It's warping me because I'm so used to seeing the cards depicted in a very specific way, that this is bringing out more information. The Empress card here. The Empress is the hanged one, the hanged man. Oh, that's great. The Magician. And we see family here. We see a family coming together. Perhaps that's the cups, the 10 of Cups. Knight of Wands. So definitely looks like a Knight of Wands. Yeah, I'm not seeing any difference there. I'm not sure what it's wind, definitely wind. So maybe it's the Knight of Swords again, with that wand energy. King of Wands in the water. So King of Cups, cups and wands coming together. So this is, I believe, supposed to be the Nine of Pentacles. And instead we have the Nine of Wands in the Pentacles. So, that generosity, that abundance, that opulence, the paying attention to the detail, and all of that hard work paying off, mixed in with resilience, right? Control. How is that affecting your choices? Here we have the Five of Wands, which is actually the Five of Swords card. So the wand is all broken up. And we know the Five of Wands is about practice, right? It's learning to practice fight. It's focus and scattered energy. So how does that change the conflict? Ace of Wands. Ooh, it's more like an Ace of Pentacles, I would say. Definitely we've got that harvest energy that's showing up here. Queen of Swords is actually in the Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles space. Page of Swords, which is actually Page of Pentacles. Interesting. Seven of Cups, but it's actually Seven of Swords in that cup energy. So delusions and illusions, dreams, choice, lots of choice. And here you've got the choice of a rock, a couple of different swords mixed in, an ornate sword, a scythe, a dragon sword, a plain sword. There's a lot of decision there. Thinking about what you're going to say. So Three of Pentacles is actually Three of Swords. So it's the card of heartbreak under the guise of the pentacle energy. So how does that change? Heartbreak in a collaborative sense, perhaps, focusing on the details of that heartbreak. King of Pentacles is the King of Swords. Knight of Pentacles looks like the Knight of Pentacles, but it's in the desert, so maybe that's Knight of Wands energy. Here we have, this is usually the Nine of Swords, but it's Nine of Pentacles. And the Pentacles are in pretty rough shape. That's interesting. Here we have the Five of Pentacles. This is pretty standard, but all the Pentacles are broken up. Who are the figures here? Oh, it looks like the happy family of the cups that's actually in the Five of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. So this is actually like planting a seed, right? The Ace of Pentacles planting a seed, but there's the castle in the background. It almost makes me feel a little bit like this is in the grief card, in the Five of Cups. This is what we're seeing as we're moving forward. That's what we can look up to and look forward to once we get through our grieving process. King of Cups, Interesting. Wow, this is really like getting my brain going, because it's like a mashup, and my brain's going, wait a second, none of this makes any sense. Knight of Cups in the desert, so the wands energy coming through. Here's our greedy merchant. So we've got the Nine of Cups, but he's drinking a lot. So who is he? He's a wand guy. Actually, yeah. No, I feel like this actually could be, maybe this is the Empress, or this could be the Nine of Pentacles drinking out of all of the cups. I'm going to have to download the guidebook to get a little more clarity around what each of the cards is actually supposed to be about. So here we have the walking away, the grief, the Five of Cups here, but it's the nine. It's the Nine of Wands. Wow, that's just actually, maybe it's the Five of Pentacles, the two people with the wounded walking through. I saw the wounding and I thought right away the wounded soldier. Ace of Cups. Oops, it goes here. Judgment, A. So we have the lobster from the moon card, the dogs from the moon card, connecting with that judgment energy. So thinking of what's the moon and judgment like. Here's the moon. And the moon's got pentacles, cups. It's the magician. The magician connected with the moon. The tower. Wow. So it's like the tower and the Wheel of Fortune coming through here. That's actually that makes total sense to me because change is what brings about the tower. That Wheel of Fortune energy. Temperance, A. Feels like a little bit of judgment going on. The Hanged Man. That's the Hanged Man, A, with the Strength. That's the figure of the Strength card. Wheel of Fortune, and here we have the Hierophant. We have Death. Actually, no, we have it's Wheel of Fortune with Death. So this is the King and the children around the Death card. Interesting. Oh, here's a Hanged Man, B. Did we just have the Hanged? Yeah, so Hanged Man, A, and Hanged Man, B. Here we can look at them both side by side. So Hanged Man, A, is connected to the Strength card. Hanged Man, B, is connected to the Temperance angel. So now I got to start a new pile. Start a B pile. Here's our Wheel of Fortune. Okay, here we can do a little comparison. Here are the two Wheel of Fortunes. Wheel of Fortune A, Wheel of Fortune B. That's the Magician. So when we're looking at the Wheel of Fortune B and the Magician, how does that change things up? Strength B. I don't think we've seen Strength A yet, except on the cover. But here we have Strength B. So we've got a Chariot combination, and this looks like the Empress. Interesting. The Lovers. So the Lovers and Judgment are coming together here. And the Devil. I feel like the Devil a little bit. There's elements of the Devil in that. Here's the Emperor, B. So the Emperor is not sitting on the throne. We have the Emperor and the Chariot coming together. High Priestess, B, is with the Sun, the Joy card, the Sun card. Truth, the Light of Truth. Strength, A. Two people fighting. Oh, the lion has decided to bite and to eat them. Who are these two people? She's wearing a crown, so she's a queen of sorts. The blue and the red. I'm going to have to look that one up. That's an A. The Lovers, A. So the Devil and the Lovers. Again, I was just saying that, how I noticed that there was judgment, but also that energy of kind of the Devil in there as well. The Emperor, A. That's a page. I want to say Page of Pentacles with a little Dalmatian doggy. Aw, that's so cute. Oh, mixing them up again. The Fool, the B card. So it's the Hierophant. Here we have the High Priestess, A, sitting with a man in there, not a woman, a warrior energy. Perhaps that's the Emperor? No, he's a knight, and I'm going to say he is a knight or a king. Broken Wheel. What's the Broken Wheel? I'm going to have to check that one out. It's not coming to me right in my brain here. The Fool card, A, we have the Empress. The Empress and the spirit companion is a swan. I love that. Here we have the Death card, B. So we've got the Judgment Angel coming up. Beautiful. The Devil, B. Again, it's like the Page of Pentacles coming up and coming through. Or maybe that's the Fool. Is that maybe the Devil and the Fool card? That's the Fool with the white dog. The Star card. All right, so who is she? She's the naked one again. Interesting. Maybe she's the Hermit. No, we already saw the Hermit. Here's the Sun card, the B, the Sun card with the Hermit. The World and the Hanged Man. Ooh, it's Four of Swords, but it's actually being shown as the Four of Cups. I like that. So this is normally Eight of Pentacles, but it's Eight of Cups. So perfecting your craft and mastery around your emotional state and around the spidey senses, around the psychic. Page of Cups, B. So Page of Cups, we're seeing here some temperance energy. Queen of Cups, B. So it's actually feels like Queen of Swords in that Cups energy. Oh, we have Arthur Edward Waite. So he's the magician. That's so cool. She's the Nine of Pentacles, and he's the magician. Here we have a Four of Pentacles. So a very different depiction there. So this is normally an Eight of Cups. It's Eight of Pentacles, walking away from the material. Page of Pentacles, B. Queen of Pentacles, B. Interesting, it's the High Priestess in there. So Two of Swords is actually the Two of Wands. I like that. Here we have the Victory Dance, but it's actually a Six of Swords. And that's usually like calm or shores, support and grace. So that's kind of cool. Oh, here we have, I think this is supposed to depict the Ten of Swords, maybe. It looks like the rewards and the burdens that go with them, but he's got 3 knives in his back. And he's carrying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swords. Interesting. So there's 10 altogether. But what an interesting depiction. 3 knives and the rest are swords. Ooh, that's going to make for a really good reading. The Knight of Swords. He's death. King of Swords, the Hierophant. 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of Wands is actually normally cups. So how does that change the meaning for you? 8 of Wands, 8 of Swords is what this is, a card of entrapment, but really with the wands. Page of Wands and the Sun card. Queen of Wands is the Empress. Temperance, B. Okay, so Temperance is the naked woman. So that helps me. Whenever I see a naked woman, it's Temperance. Temperance versus the Star. Here's the Tower, the B Tower. Very interesting. The Moon, B, the Moon. Oh, we've got the Devil card. The Moon and the Devil. Judgment, B. Oh, he's the Devil. Gotcha. Here we go. So instead of 2 of Wands, it's 2 of Cups. Ship coming in. Here we have the 6 of Cups. And this is actually 6 of Pentacles. 10 of Cups is normally 10 of Pentacles. So how does that change up the meaning? Knight of Cups. King of Cups. 2 of Pentacles. Actually, this is supposed to be 2 of Swords. Here we have normally the 6 of Cups. It's now the 6 of Pentacles. This is the card of ruins. 10 of swords is actually 10 of pentacles here with the puppy dogs. Aww. Staying by their person. Knight of Pentacles, B. A little bit of the chariot going on there. That's cool. King of Pentacles, B. Again, we have the Judgment Angel or the Lover's Angel. Four of Swords, Four of Wands. Ooh, Swift Release. So normally 8 of Wands is now 8 of Swords. Ooh, I don't know how I'd like that 8 of Swords coming at me. Page of Swords. Queen of Swords. There's a little bit of rainbow stuff back there. That's interesting. Justice. Justice in the Queen of Swords. That's a good combo. So this is normally the 2 of Cups, and we have 2 of Wands. So they're at a crossroads with each other. Interesting. Soulmate energy at a crossroads. Here we have the moving on to calmer shores, 6 of Swords, but it's actually 6 of Wands, that victory energy. 10 of Wands, normally 10 of Cups. King of Wands, B, holding the Hierophant's staff there. Knight of Wands, B, the Magician. The Magician, B, is the High Priestess. Makes a lot of sense. They're counterparts. The Empress. Ooh, it's death in the Empress. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The Hierophant is the Hermit. Here we have the Chariot card, B. It's interesting. It's a cow and a lion, and they both can fly. It's like the World. It's like the World card, or even the Wheel, the Chance, but I feel like it's the World card. The Hermit. Oh, like a wounded warrior. Interesting. And Justice, B. Wow. That is so freaking cool. Okay. So in true Stacy style, I am going to shuffle these all up because I believe that's how you're supposed to use them. And we're gonna pull a card. We're gonna do a little reading. Ooh, there's a lot to shuffle here. And I have big hands, so if you have smaller hands, I would say that you might want to shuffle these in a bit of a different direction, maybe a little hop on pop. But let's pull a card today and see if this is a deck that you wanted for yourself. How would this deck work with you? Well, this is the one that has turned itself over. So it's Queen of Wands. Oh my God, I love it. So it's Queen of Wands and an Empress energy. So what do we know about the Empress? The Empress is all about that abundance, sexuality, creativity. Queen of Wands gets the job done. She doesn't always need everybody else's help to do things. She's very resourceful. She moves forward and moves ahead. I'm also feeling a little bit of like family energy here. And there's a little black duck black swan with 3 of the white swans plus the white swan mother. So unique, right? There's a uniqueness here. The Empress has just given birth to a little baby. So I feel like if you're going to be working with this deck, the way this deck is going to work with you is it's going to be in a very creative way. It's going to give you a kind of a fresh perspective, a unique perspective on your situation. And I feel like it's also going to give you the dichotomy. So like it's going to give you the other side of the story, how the other person might feel, how the other person might see something that you might not want to see that other side of things. You might want the cards to validate your situation. I don't know that these cards are going to validate your situation as much as they're really going to give you a couple of different options to really evaluate so that you have, I want to say, the whole picture, or at the very least, you're being challenged to see a different aspect of your situation. And, it never hurts to see the other side of the coin and how the other person might be, coming through, or what the other circumstance or situation's purpose in life is, because that will help you with any decisions that you need to make, any conflicts that you need to resolve, any decisions that you're getting ready to make moving forward. So very cool. All right, guys. So that is our Shuffle Tarot. I really enjoyed connecting with you guys in this way. Wow. This was kind of unexpected. I didn't think that it was going to sort of go this way. So I'm really excited to be working with this deck. I'm a little disappointed in some of the damage with the way the printing is. The printing isn't the best quality, so that part's a little bit of a bummer, but I don't think it's going to stop me from choosing to work with this deck and to learn all its secrets and all that it has to offer me. So with that, I hope you guys have the most amazing one, and we will see you on the flip side for another episode of Divinely Decked. Take care, guys, and transform well. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture, Divining the VIP Life.